Come to DSW for the shoes, stay for the fun. Because let's be honest, if shoe shopping isn't fun, are you even doing it right? So go ahead, try something new. Try something different. Good different. Try something that feels like you. You know, the real you. And then definitely brag about it later. Because at DSW, you've got unlimited freedom to play. With sneakers, boots, and everything in between for every style, mood, and occasion, you'll definitely find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. DSW. Let us surprise you.
Deciding where to grow or move your business can be full of unexpected delays. Or you could just go to Ohio. With billions invested in shovel-ready sites, a dedicated team whose only job is to tackle red tape, and 0% corporate income tax, Ohio makes it easy for your business to scale faster. In fact, Ohio ranked number 2 in the U.S. for lowest cost of doing business multiple years in a row. Your move. Learn more at jobsohio.com.
Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday.
Looking for these better days.
It is Tuesday, December 23rd. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. The 49ers with a 48-27 win on Monday Night Football over the Indianapolis Colts as San Francisco keeps their eyes on the prize and is in control of their own path to the number 1 seed in the NFC playoff picture. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. And Mac, we're going to talk about the game last night. We'll talk about the bets that won, the bets that lost. But do you realize that if the 49ers win their last 2 games of the regular season, which would be Sunday Night Football against the Bears and then Week 18 against the Seahawks, last night, leaving Indianapolis, is the last time that San Francisco will get on a plane for the entire season?
Because they're going to be hosting the Super Bowl. I mean, it makes sense to be the number 1 seed when you have best coach in the NFL and the best quarterback in the NFL. Brock Purdy, 5 touchdowns. I know he doesn't qualify, but 75.8 year-to-date QBR. If he qualified, he would be number 1 in that stat. All the people that were saying Mac Jones this, Mac Jones that, is there a quarterback controversy? Shout out Grant Cohn. They're 6-1 when he's in the lineup, scoring what would be the most points per game with the best QBR. Brock Purdy is the real deal. I think the haters need to be silenced.
Yeah, near perfect game last night, 25 of 34, 295 yards, 5 touchdowns, the 1 interception on an overthrow, tip, whatever you want to call it. But it was negated because they got a pick 6 the next possession. So 49ers
He wanted to give his defense one more op.
Yeah, 49ers scored every time they touched the ball. Essentially, I'm not counting that final possession of the first half where they attempted the 64-yard field goal. Here's all you need to know about the 49er offense, Mackenzie. Their punter has not punted since November. We are in
January.
It's December 23rd, and the 49ers haven't punted since November. They didn't punt last week against the Titans. They didn't punt last night against the Indianapolis Colts. They obviously had the bye mixed in there as well. So it is just crazy to see how good this offense has been. Kyle Shanahan spoke last night after the game when he was asked about, is this the best he's seen from Brock Purdy? And he said, Brock's been consistent. And he's right. Like, Brock Purdy also threw for 295 yards against the Titans last week. So he has been consistent. Phillip Rivers was great last night. Well, I don't want to say great. Phillip Rivers was good last night. The 49er
Which
defense
is pretty impressive.
The 49er defense made him look great. This was, and it is 2 weeks in a row, Mackenzie, where I am scratching my head at the way that these opponents played against Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I will say this. Everyone, including yours truly, thought that this was going to be a run-heavy script like it was against the Seahawks.
Yep.
And if you looked at this game from an analytical perspective, it said run, run, run. The Colts were identified in the Trench Report as one of the strongest rushing mismatches against the 49ers. Shout out to Clevta on Twitter. I sent that out to the group yesterday, that he pointed out the stat. Since Fred Warner went down, Mackenzie, the 49ers are dead last in the NFL in success rate against the run. So you would think that it would be a heavy Jonathan Taylor script last night. 12 of the first 15 plays for the Colts were passing plays. Phillip Rivers was dropping back, and not dropping back because it was shotgun snaps and just standing there, but he was throwing the ball all over the field. And watching the throws, it's I mean, I can't wait till I tried to look up the next gen stats. I couldn't really see if there was anything out yet, but these were like slow, wobbly ducks that were in the air for quite some time. That the 49er defense was just, there's no other way to say it, pathetic to allow these receivers to catch these passes.
Pathetic.
Yeah, it was pathetic. Rivers marches right down the field, 2 touchdown drives on their first 2 possessions. The Colts were playing without their starting right tackle, their starting left tackle, and their starting center got injured on their first possession. They were without 3 offensive linemen last night. Do you know when the first time the 49ers blitzed the Colts was? At the end of the third quarter. On a third down.
I know the 49ers got the first sack. We were tracking that.
Yes, and shout out to, I think that was Luke. We're going to talk about some of the chat and give a shout out. Or Brian, I think, had that. We'll give a shout out in a couple of minutes here when we talk about our new community chat. But yeah, the 49ers didn't blitz. They blitzed him one time in the third quarter, and they got him to throw an incomplete pass. Again, this has me scratching my head. 3 backup linemen, a 44-year-old immobile quarterback, and you don't blitz him? I don't know what these teams are doing. Is it just something that, like, Robert Saleh's like, well, we know he's not going to beat us in a shootout game, so we're just going to, let him do whatever he wants to do? Like, I don't know. It just really, really was baffling last night.
Well, I mean, those are 2 games where the Colts lost, so the coaches got what they wanted. Sometimes it seems like, I mean, they covered the 5.5-point spread, but they gave up 27 points. Phillip Rivers definitely got going, especially in the first half. And I think it was a calculation to the effect of Jonathan Taylor could lose us this game if he goes off for 200 yards and we never get the ball and they keep scoring touchdowns. Don't think Phillip Rivers can beat us. He had a slightly better QBR game, but he had twice as many yards and twice as many touchdowns, and he was just asked to do a lot more than he was versus Seattle. But it was the same result. It wasn't going to be enough.
Yeah, he goes over his passing attempts. He goes over his passing completions, flies over the passing yards. I mean, he went over in the first half.
But under longest attempt, cash that, my friend.
No, we did not cash that.
What?
He went over. Yes.
I was looking at the longest, and it was 20. My bad.
No, it wasn't. Alec Pierce, a 33-yard catch and run on the second to last pass of the game.
I literally checked the box score with a couple minutes left, and it said, yep, we're good.
Nope. Second to last pass of the game, the pass directly before the pick six. It was a floater up to Alec Pierce, who caught it and ran for a 33-yard gain on a play where the defender should be arrested because he cost us this bet. What a pathetic display of defense on that play as Rivers floated up the ball here on a 2nd and 1, and Alec Pierce with the catch and run for 33 yards. And the next play was the pick six. Yeah. We literally lost this bet on the second to last throw of Phillip Rivers' career. Like,
you don't think he's back? You think
Riley Leonard's if the Texans win on Saturday, the Colts game on Sunday is irrelevant. The Colts are eliminated from the playoffs.
So Phillip Rivers wouldn't play an irrelevant football is the idea?
Why would he play if they're eliminated from the playoffs? Like,
why would he play anyway for fun? I don't know.
Well, but the reason why the Colts brought him back, and I talked to somebody with the Colts last week, and because I wanted to know what they were thinking, because obviously I'm very anti Phillip Rivers, and what they were saying was that if you look around the league, right, obviously look at what we have coming up on Christmas. Chris Oladukin at quarterback for the Chiefs, Max Brosmer for the Minnesota Vikings, Josh Johnson for the Washington Commanders, like Brady Cook's playing quarterback for the Jets. Like, if you look around the league and you factor in all the quarterbacks that are starters, all the quarterbacks that are backups, and still some of the pathetic display that we're seeing from other third-string quarterbacks and practice squad quarterbacks that are coming into play for these guys, like the players that we're going to see here on Christmas, there's not many options out there, right? And if you are thinking about the chances to make the playoffs, do you have a rookie in Riley Leonard make his first career start on the road in Seattle against that defense, or do you pick up the phone and call a guy who knows your playbook inside and out, who is friends with your coach, right? who has actually played with about 14 members of this roster, were still on the team back in 2020 when Rivers was there 5 years ago. Like, he's thrown passes to Pittman. He's handed the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, right? And it just felt like the organization, if you look around the league, they felt, even with Riley Leonard, who was banged up last week, that having Rivers in a modified game script gave them a better chance to win against the Seahawks. And they almost did. They almost pulled it off.
I think they're right. I think that is actually, now that we know what Phillip Rivers can do, that this did give him the best chance to win, and they're not going to be good enough to make the playoffs. But don't they still want to win? Don't they still want to have a winning record? What are they, 8-7 right now?
Yeah. Well, but why? Because they're in NFL purgatory now. Like, the worst place you can be in the NFL is a 9-8, 8-9.
People always say that. I'm like, I'd rather be the Colts than the Raiders. I don't know if it's the worst place you could be winning 8 games, but this is Shane Steichen's career record: 9 wins 2023, 8 wins 2024, 8 wins 2025. So he's never been bad, but he's never made the playoffs.
Well, you know what? Maybe Rivers does play. I mean, listen, you're not going to prepare him to start all week, and then all of a sudden, if the Texans win on Saturday, just pull the string and say it's going to be Riley Leonard.
Good
but
point.
you know, maybe Rivers just hangs it up and you say, hey, I played the 2 games. We're now our playoff chance. Because even if the Texans lose on Saturday, the Colts still need to win their next 2 games. They need to beat the Jaguars and then beat the Texans in Week 18. So, like, there's no margin for error. So if the Texans win on Saturday, the Texans clinch, the Colts are out. If the Texans lose, then the Colts still have to beat the Jaguars and then beat the Texans. So it's dicey. It's dicey. No shot. No shot. Yeah. So maybe Phillip Rivers says, I've had enough, man. My body can't take it. Like, great. I did the 2 games and now I'm done. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Obviously, it was telling that, like, once the game was over, after he throws that pick 6, like, they didn't put him in for the final possession. Right? They just put Riley Leonard in the game. So we'll see. We lost that bet on the longest reception on the second to last throw of the game. We lost the Jonathan Taylor carries. We did hit our 2 live bets that we gave out in the premium group. So Better Day Premium members cashed the 2 live bets, which we played at the half. We played under 289.5 yards for Phillip Rivers at the half, and that cashed. And then we also played the over 15.5 carries for Jonathan Taylor at the half, and that cashed with 16 carries. So shout out to the Better Day Premium members who cashed the live plays, because the pregame plays certainly did not do well. Speaking of Better Day Insider and Premium members, Mackenzie, yesterday we launched our Better Day community group channel on the Telegram. Basically, every post that gets put on the Better Day Picks channel for insider members and premium members, you can click on the leave a comment, and that'll bring you to the chat thread where you can comment on any specific post, or you can just go into the Better Day community channel and interact with your fellow Better Day members. And I thought yesterday being the first day was good. We have, several of our members joined the community chat, and people were throwing out their plays. You mentioned one of them. I'll give a shout out to some of our members here. Brian gave out a great play. He liked the 49ers to get the first sack. So he liked that bet, and so he cashed that. Congratulations, Brian. Let's see, other plays that cashed. Jake had a live bet on Christian McCaffrey over yardage, and that cashed as he ran for over 100 there. Who else had a good live play here? Let's see, or a good pregame play as we scroll through the chat here. Everyone seemed to be on Jonathan Taylor. I mean, that was very, very surprising that it didn't happen. I want to give let's see, who else? Oh, you know something? Let's give a shout out to Luke, who in the community chat talked about how he thought that maybe it was going to be Phillip Rivers throwing the ball more. And he mentioned that he mentioned the 49ers not being able to pressure the quarterback. And he said that it could be Rivers throwing much deeper down the field. And he did. So, Luke,
we took the one-game sample of Phillip Rivers versus Seahawks too much. Yeah. It was a great call by him that they were going to flip the script as it's the not for long league, as we always got to remind ourselves.
It wasn't so much my take, Mackenzie, on the following the exact game script. It was following really all the stats that showed that Jonathan Taylor should be able to have success running against the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
And then also just following what the coach Shane Steichen said about how they want to win ugly, right? Last night was anything but ugly. Last night was a shootout.
When you get 0 stops, it's tough to win that way.
Well, that's true. Last night was a shootout. The other news in the NFL yesterday, DK Metcalf is going to be suspended 2 games for that altercation that he had with the fan.
Life just gets better and better
Sunday.
for Pittsburgh. They get to rest up their best wide receiver heading into the playoffs. It works out perfectly for Pittsburgh.
Do you think they clinch it against the Browns here on Sunday, even without DK Metcalf?
Man, the line is Steelers -4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would lay 6. I feel like they are maybe they don't cover the 4. Maybe it's a money line bet. I don't see them losing unless the reason why maybe you don't fire right now, if the Ravens lose on Saturday to the Packers, it won't even matter. The Steelers will have clinched even before that game is played on Sunday.
That is a tremendous point. That's a tremendous point because then maybe you wait and so maybe there's like a parlay to be made.
Right.
You do like Packers money line with Browns money line.
Or Baltimore with Pittsburgh, because if
or Ravens
wins,
money line with Steelers money line.
Suddenly Steelers are playing everybody.
Yeah.
By the way, when do you remember in week 17 or 2 weeks out everything being decided like this? It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
It's like no drama except for Tampa Bay, Carolina, and is that even drama?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And the AFC, well, no, the NFC West has drama, the AFC South has drama, but then again, everyone's going to make the playoffs.
Right. We know the 14 teams, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. We know the 14 teams. Yeah, what a weird year, man. What a weird year in the NFL. We have several teams that are going. I talked about this last night. I was hosting on VSiN last night, and I'll be on VSiN all week, guys. You guys check me out. I was talking about how every year a team goes from last place to first place.
Except for this year, maybe?
No, we have a team this year that the Chicago Bears.
The Chicago Bears. Nice
yeah.
call. Yeah.
But who's it going to be next year? Because there's no, I guess we'll wait until the end of the season, but there's no teams this year that would be a last place to first place. Like
Cincinnati would have to.
And by the way,
last year games.
And by the way, last year it's more than the Bears. It's the Patriots were a last place team last year, and the Panthers were a last place team last year, and the 49ers were a last place team last year.
Oh yeah,
so
I mean we expected that bounce back.
So multiple last place teams that could be first place teams this year. You know what happens every single year, but who are the last place teams this year that you would bet on next year? Not the Jets, not the Browns, not the Titans, not the Raiders.
Maybe we would say that every year, but this year especially. Unless you like Minnesota for some reason. I guess
no.
New Orleans has some backers. I mean, I'm not a Minnesota guy.
That's the only one. New Orleans is the only one. Unless you tell me the Giants are going to have an incredible year next year. Like with their new head coach and whatever they look like.
I feel the same way about Jackson Dart as I do about Tyler Shuck. Maybe. I'm not convinced that they're anything but maybe average.
It's just really, really bizarre. Really, really bizarre. Other news in the NFL is the Kansas City Chiefs are leaving Kansas City, Missouri, going across the water
to
Kansas.
Relegated?
They're going across the water to Kansas City, Kansas. So leaving Kansas City, Missouri, going to Kansas City, Kansas, where they will be building a brand new state-of-the-art domed stadium. So goodbye, Arrowhead.
Goodbye, home field advantage. The cold of Kansas City was something else.
And this is the new world of the NFL, man, is that we're going to have, I think half the league is going to be domed teams now.
Yeah.
And it's because they want these other events. They want Final Fours.
Have you been to a movie theater recently? Everything is so cushy. You get your latte hand delivered and your feet up. That's what NFL stadiums are like now. You can bet right on your chair. Everything's gourmet and cheese and wine crowd all around.
And you're going to lose the home field advantage. It's just it is what it is.
Does Patrick Mahomes win another Super Bowl in Kansas City? Or is it only after he's traded to San Francisco for Brock Purdy straight up?
It's going to be wild. All right, we have 3 college football games coming up here today. We did already give out a bet on one of them that we bet earlier in the week, and that was UNLV taking on Ohio.
Let's go.
With all the uncertainty with Ohio, with their coach being dismissed. UNLV is a 7-point favorite here in the Frisco Bowl. I want to just fade all of the drama and all the troubling stuff going on here. You know, players come into the facility one day and all of a sudden they find out their coach is suspended. Then they come back to practice 2 days later and they find out their coach is fired. Like, who knows what is going on? with Ohio and their players and their mindset here going up against a talented UNLV team that won't have that many opt-outs. So I do expect UNLV to put up a big number here. Elsewhere, you got Toledo taking on Louisville. So much uncertainty with Toledo, with their coaching staff, and also players opting out. It's Louisville or pass for me there. And Western Kentucky takes on Southern Miss. Western Kentucky, a small favorite in their bowl game. So we got the Boca Raton Bowl being played in Boca Raton. The New Orleans Bowl in New Orleans. And the Frisco Bowl in Frisco.
Baton Rouge, dang.
I mean, just incredibly clever names for these bowl games. You know, it's just incredible names. So that's what we will be sweating
Any
out.
golf tournaments this weekend that we
well, let's see. Nope. These are easy to identify, but in terms of, let's see, we'll play Bowl 300 or Open real quick, Mackenzie. How about some of these? Man, some of these are pretty easy because they've already. I might have to go
300.
I might have to go with ones that have already been played here. Because some of these are pretty. You wouldn't know?
I don't think I would.
Okay,
know.
Here we go. What coming up? Here we go. The ReliaQuest blank. Is it the ReliaQuest Open? The ReliaQuest 300?
I think that's a bowl game. I think
it is. It is the ReliaQuest Bowl.
Yeah, they go play football at ReliaQuest.
Yes, the ReliaQuest Bowl. How about, let's see, another fun one here, as we always like to look at some of the names of these clever bowl matchups. Some of these are pretty obvious. The one that's, I mean, there used to be so many other ones. Now we have the Xbox Bowl, 68 Ventures blank. Is it the 68 Ventures Open, the 68 Ventures 300, or the 68 Ventures Bowl?
I'm going to say that's an Open. That's a golf tournament.
Nope, that's a bowl game, Mackenzie. The 68 Ventures Bowl. Yes.
I didn't think you'd go rock.
No, the one that I would get to trick people is the Valero Texas blank.
That's not a bowl game?
Well, see, there is a Texas Bowl, but
it's not the Valero Texas Open.
Exactly. The Valero Texas Open is a golf tournament. So that's the one
Who's on first?
Yeah, that's the one that would trick people up here. It's the Kinder's Texas Bowl this year. So there you have it. We have a busy slate of NBA games coming up here tonight. We have a busy slate of NHL games coming up here tonight, as both leagues will be inactive coming up tomorrow on Christmas Eve. The NHL will be taking their Christmas break while the NBA gets ready for the five games coming up on the Christmas Day slate. Let's get you some interesting scheduling spots and possibly some best bets coming up.
DSW, birthplace of the humble brag. Here, the shoes are so good, no one would ever know how little you paid. If you didn't go telling everyone, that is. And with never-ending options for every style, mood, and occasion, all at really great prices. We'll definitely give you something to brag about. So go ahead, stock up on fresh sneakers from your favorite brands. Or try those boots you always secretly knew you could pull off. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or DSW.com.
Is it just me, or has watching TV gotten way too complicated? There are a million different services and too many bills to keep track of. Thankfully, there's Philo, a better way to TV. For as low as $33 a month, I get the channels I love. MTV, BET, Food Network, you name it. Plus, everything that AMC Plus has to offer. And guess what? They've added access to HBO Max Basic with Ads Plan and Discovery Plus, so I can enjoy all the best TV with one subscription. There are no contracts, no surprise fees, just one low price. And their DVR is awesome, too. I can save everything I love for up to a year and skip the ads when I rewatch them. A total game changer. I signed up directly at philo.tv. That's philo.tv. And if you subscribe today, you can get $8 off your first month. Philo's the easiest decision I've ever made. Now the hard one, deciding what to binge next.
This is Michael Rosenbaum. Hey, folks, let me tell you that drinking and driving is a decision that will change your whole world. Things will never be the same once you get a DUI, because legal fees and time in court are just the beginning. Getting into a crash is another way your world could be irreversibly changed after drinking and driving. Your vehicle may not be the only thing that gets damaged in that crash. You could face a life-altering injury or even death. But you're not the only one who could face those consequences. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. Always plan for a safe ride home. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call for a sober ride. It's never worth it to drive drunk. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, Mackenzie, full slate of NBA games here tonight before the league takes a break for Christmas Eve, and then we have the games coming up here on Christmas. And we have a very interesting scheduling spot that has presented itself. Tonight, the San Antonio Spurs will host the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder playing the second night of a back-to-back after playing last night and winning at home, a 119-103 win over the Grizzlies.
Covering by a half point somehow.
Yes. So they are playing the second night of a back-to-back. But this is also a preview of the game that we will see on Christmas, where the Thunder will host the San Antonio Spurs. So I think what we see tonight is we see some players not playing. I think Victor Wembanyama is not going to play. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some Oklahoma City Thunder's players not playing because they're playing on the second of a back-to-back, and they are going to rest up for Christmas. So right now, OKC, a 5.5-point favorite. The total, let's look here on FanDuel, is sitting here, looks like at 234.5. I kind of want to go under this total, Mackenzie. What do you think?
You're thinking that I think if you're right that it's
backups.
If backups, then we
go over.
Yeah, maybe we look over here a little bit, just in general, less intensity, not so much because of the players playing, but if they're treating this as a scrimmage and less defensive intensity.
You're right, because maybe that's a good point because they'll play more defense on Christmas. So this might be a loose, free-for-all, three-point shooting type game, and then they'll lock it down defensively on Christmas.
The Thunder are much better ATS at home, so there's some reason to wait for Christmas. But I think the Thunder cover here, just because they just lost to this team. This is a team that doesn't lose much. Last 3 seasons, Thunder 45-21 ATS, playing any team that just beat them in the last game. So that would definitely qualify for the Spurs knocking them out of the tournament. I kind of lean to the Thunder here. And if they both are resting some players, then the Thunder have much more depth to take advantage.
That is true. Thunder have more depth. I also think that because this is that immediate revenge spot, that whoever loses this game, we bet them in the first quarter on Christmas.
Definitely. That's a very, very strong play. And I think in this matchup in particular, there could be a physical advantage for the Spurs, for example, if they need to turn it up.
Yeah. Elsewhere on the schedule for tonight, the 2 teams that will play on Christmas, not against each other, but they will be playing Christmas games, the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are 6.5-point favorites up on FanDuel right now, Mackenzie, total of 226.5. I love me the Timberwolves tonight because the Knicks are resting both Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby so that they can play on Christmas. Right. So, yes, you could get a Karl Anthony Towns effort. His player points prop has been jacked up at 26.5 I saw for this game. That's up from his normal total. But no Brunson, no Anunoby. It feels like the Knicks are also, they don't care about this because it's a Western Conference opponent. They'd rather win the game on Christmas against an Eastern Conference opponent in the Cavs. I think this is a Timberwolves spot here tonight.
100% agree. There's a reason why Christmas Eve is off for every NBA player. It's because this is their break. And the Knicks, after having won the NBA Cup, I think are going to take a break a little bit early. Remember, they play 9 a.m. Pacific time on Christmas Day. So the earliest game, got to be ready for it. I think this is the beginning of their break. Whereas the Timberwolves, the last game of their homestand, I like what they're doing defensively, especially recently, holding their last 3 teams under their team total. I like the Timberwolves here.
Yeah, we like the Timberwolves.
By the way, so does the model. Yeah, they think the Knicks are a little bit on a hot streak, tend to cool off, and the Timberwolves opposite.
Especially without Jalen Brunson. Speaking of the model, I know you are working on an article we're going to put up tomorrow for the 5 Christmas games. So we will have at least one play, or we'll have one play on all 5 games.
Yeah, I don't think the model will spit out 5 value plays, but there's definitely a way to get at it, whether it's a total, whether it's a prop. Play on every game.
Awesome. We love that. We love the under also in the early game, even though the Knicks – I looked this up. You're going to like this. So the Knicks – they've gone over the last 3 years on Christmas, right?
Yes.
But the first halves have been low scoring. So I think we look first half under for the Knicks Cavs game on Christmas with the noon Eastern time start. But here's what I looked up. Over the last 4 years, the Knicks playing on Christmas, right? Over the last 4 years, the game before Christmas, the Knicks are 1-3.
Man, it's like they listened to my handicap in the past and played accordingly. Yeah. They got to take – this is their break. This is their 36-hour break. Relax. Come back and beat the Cavs, but you're going to lose to the Timberwolves by 20 tonight.
Yeah, I looked that up last night. I thought that was interesting. 1-3 in the last 4 pre-Christmas games, and then they've 3-1 the last Christmas. They won on the last 4 Christmas. Anyway, very fun stuff there. One other spot I want to talk about in the NBA tonight. We got a busy schedule for the NBA, so if there's any other plays, Mac will certainly send those out, and we'll put them up on the picks page and on the picks channel there. But also, as I mentioned, we opened up the community channel for you guys to interact with each other and also send any feedback. And yes, we had Ross sent in a text in the chat yesterday talking about how, he signed up for mainly just getting the picks, right? But he understands that, as I keep mentioning on the pod and on the newsletter and in our live streams, that the website is, this is more than just picks, what we do here at Better Day. We're about providing you with the tools. We're about creating the community, so we want you guys to interact with each other. But part of providing the tools is also to help you utilize them to formulate your own bets. So we have the NBA databases for first quarter, first half. We have the NHL database for first period. We do the Trench Report every single week. I give you Steve Fezzik's power ratings for the NFL. You should be utilizing all this to formulate some bets. So I wanted to talk about a spot tonight where you can use one of these tools to formulate a bet. And that is in the game between the Wizards and the Hornets, Mackenzie. If you look at our first quarter database up on betterday.com, you will see that the best first quarter total first quarter total team in the NBA is the Charlotte Hornets at 21-7 to the over in the first quarter this season. At home this year, the Charlotte Hornets are 12-2 to the over in the first quarter at home this year. And the Charlotte Hornets are at home tonight against the Washington Wizards. Now, we can look at Washington and see what they have done on the season, right? And if we click on Washington, we'll see in the first quarter this year, they are on the totals 16-10 to the over, on the road 9-6 to the over. So a little bit, good over record for Washington, but the best over team in the first quarter in the NBA and the best home team over team in the first quarter in the NBA is the Charlotte Hornets, who are home tonight against the Washington Wizards. And the line up on FanDuel right now, if you're looking at that first quarter total, is going to be, first quarter total, 60.5. So, Mackenzie, what do you think about over 60.5 points first quarter between the Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards?
So they're pricing it in a little bit, 235 total. We'd expect like a 59. Making it 60.5 is an adjustment, but I'm not sure it's enough of an adjustment. Both of these teams, probably to their detriment, although NBA geeks love it, play what I call artificially fast, which is less than optimal, but fast, so they can at least say they're getting the right amount of possessions, they're getting their younger players more opportunities. I don't mind that play at all. In fact, bonus best bet, give me the first quarter with the Wizards in the first quarter over with the Wizards. The model likes the Wizards. I think they've been missing their shots. They're gonna hit some threes in the first quarter, more than you'd expect. So it looks like you're gonna get plus 1.5. It's not up yet, but yeah, give me the first quarter and the over. Give me the Wizards and the first quarter over.
Washington ATS in the first quarter is 10-16 this season. On the road,
10-16 is like the best record in Washington Wizards history. They've never been 10-16 in any stat. Like they started this season, I know, 1-9 ATS. So 10-16 ain't bad.
Charlotte, meanwhile, with their incredible record of 21-7, as I mentioned, to the total going over, they are 12-16 ATS in the first quarter, 9-5 at home in the first quarter. Man, on the road, they're 3-11 ATS in the first quarter.
What's Washington on the road?
Washington on the road, I said they were like 9-6 or something like that, right? We talked about they were 7-8. 7-8 on the road.
7-8 again is the best record any Wizards split you can ask for. So that doesn't keep me away at all.
There you go. So this is an example, guys, of how you can utilize the tools that are available for you every single day as a Better Day Insider or Premium member. You have access to these databases, which are updated every day. You can click on them, do some research, and it's all like this is why I created this, is because this is stuff that would normally take you a lot of time and a lot of different places to go look for all this information, but we give it to you in one place where you can click and sort and do everything right at the tip of your finger on your phone or clicking your mouse. It's very, very easy for you to access everything there together. So I highly recommend you take advantage of that. NHL tonight, it is a full slate of hockey games. Coming up later on this week, I'm going to get into the World Junior Championships, which begin the day after Christmas. We will be placing a futures bet on a team to win the tournament, and then we will be betting on some individual games. So we'll get to that coming up later on this week. But we do have a full slate of games tonight, and a couple of spots that I'm intrigued by. I like the under in the Mammoth Avalanche game. When these two teams play together over the last 2 seasons, it has been, I think it's 7-1 to the under when the Mammoth and Avalanche face each other over the last 2 seasons. And then the other under that I'm looking at is the Kraken and the Kings are both playing on the second of back-to-backs. This season, it is 21-16 to the under when both teams are playing the second of a back-to-back. So I do like the under tonight between the Kraken and the Kings, and I do like the under tonight between the Mammoth and the Avalanche. So we'll send out official plays on the Picks channel, but as a reminder, you guys can join the Better Day community. So Better Day Insider and Premium members will have access to the Better Day community channel up on Telegram. You can find the link in the Better Day Picks channel, or just leave a comment on any post on the Better Day Picks channel. It'll send you directly to that Better Day community thread where you guys can comment and interact with each other. And we hope that you guys get as much out of it as we hope you do. And that, everyone just enjoys being a part of this Better Day community, because we enjoy having you a part of our community. Follow Mackenzie Rivers on Twitter at Mackin Rivers. You can hit me up at Scott's On Air. And here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
Congress may have clawed back funding for public media, but public radio's mission to serve you and your community will not waver. As the NPR network enters a new chapter, your support is critical. Visit donate.npr.org.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening. Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.